Here in Revelation chapter 12, the heavenly perspective of history is that the dragon, the ancient serpent who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world, first deceived Adam and Eve. And on account of this, the Lord promised to send a champion warrior from the offspring of the woman, from the offspring of his own covenant community. And the Lord would put enmity between the offspring of the woman and the offspring of the serpent, causing a great war between them. And that war runs all the way through the Old Testament, causing the woman to bring forth the champion offspring in the pains of childbirth. When the child was born, the serpent wished to devour the child. He tried to do so, of course, through Herod, but he sought that all the way through his life. All the way through the life of the Messiah, leading ultimately to the cross. But we are told that the child was caught up to God and to his throne. In other words, Satan, the ancient serpent, wished to do away with Christ by killing him. But in doing so, the champion warrior defeated the serpent. In Christ's death, he destroyed the one who has the power of death, that is, the devil. Hebrews 2:14. In Christ's resurrection from the dead and ascension to the right hand of God the Father demonstrated his victory over the devil. On account of Christ's ascension to the throne of God, Revelation 12 tells us that the accuser, Satan, was cast down from heaven to earth along with all his angels, that is, the demons. And in fury over his defeat, he then pursues the woman into the wilderness to make war against the rest of her offspring. And that, beloved, that's the gist of the vision of Revelation chapter 12. That is the summary of the heavenly perspective of the cosmic war between the offspring of the woman and the offspring of the serpent. And from this heavenly perspective, the covenant community, you, beloved, are encouraged because it reveals or it unveils the fact that Satan has already been defeated. In verse 10, just after the devil has been thrown down in defeat, John writes, I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, now the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Christ have come. For the accuser of our brothers has been thrown down, who accuses them day and night before our God. You see, we are shown here that the kingdom has come. It has been inaugurated. Christ has won the victory. He has conquered the devil. And Christ's victory, beloved, is our victory. For we are told in verse 11 that they, the brothers, those whom Satan wishes to accuse, that is us, they have conquered him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, for they loved not their lives even unto death. You see, by faith in the Lamb and in his work for us, the shedding of his blood, we overcome the devil, just as Christ himself did in his death and resurrection. By not loving our lives even to the point of death, but rather holding fast to the word of our testimony, we overcome the devil, the ancient serpent. And so the apocalypse of Jesus Christ is written to encourage us, then, beloved, to endure, to persevere to the end. And that is how we conquer. That is how we overcome. You see, we will overcome the ancient serpent, who is still present, roaming around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. He could not devour Christ, the champion offspring of the woman, and so in fury, he now seeks to devour the rest of the woman's offspring. And though he is a defeated foe, he is nevertheless, just as he was from Genesis 3, a crafty and cunning foe that still deceives many in this spiritual war. Therefore, we, beloved, must be vigilant. We must be watchful. We must be equipped with the full armor of God. Jesus says in Matthew 24 that we will face tribulation and that many will be put to death, which will cause many to fall away. He says many false prophets will arise and lead many astray. He says lawlessness will be increased, and so the love of many will grow cold. Now, maybe you're sitting there in your seat and thinking, well, that can never happen to me because I am one of God's elect. But it is just to such people in 1 Corinthians 10, verse 12, that Paul speaks, stating, "Let anyone who thinks that he stands take heed lest he fall." Beloved, Paul's statement here does not undo our ability to have a full assurance of our faith. But we must understand that a full assurance of our faith does not mean that we have the ability to look into the secret decrees of God's will in order to find our names written in the Lamb's book of life. What Paul's statement does is bring us to the conclusion that even those who have a full assurance of faith need to still take heed unless they find themselves having been self-deceived into a false assurance of faith, only to fall away when faced with some sort of temptation, suffering, or false teaching. The question is, are we overcoming by the blood of the Lamb? That's what you ask yourself right now. That's where you find your full assurance of faith. Are you conquering by the blood of the Lamb and maintaining in the word of your testimony, not loving your own life even unto death? If so, beloved, be assured that Christ's victory over the dragon is yours.